speak to India and perform what I'm doing. And for all of you, thank you so much for coming. And truly an honor and truly a delighted moment for you being here and this interaction. Andarki శిరస్సు ఉంచి నమస్కరిస్తున్నాను మీ అందరి టైంకి. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్.
Thank you so much, Ravi, for the wonderful speech. You never cease to inspire us. I'll now request our guest of honor, Shri KT Ramarao Garu, to come and speak a few words, please.
Thank you, guys. Andarki namaskaram. Good afternoon. To Honorable Consul General of the United States of America in Hyderabad, Joel Reifman. Joel, you've been a great friend of most all the American companies and all the initiatives that they've taken to enter India. Thank you very much for being a great friend for Hyderabad and for Telangana. Honorable Director General of Police, Shri Mahendra Reddy Garu. Honorable Principal Secretary of Industry, IT and Commerce, Shri Jayesh Ranjan Garu. And to our dear friend and to your leader and to the man who brought MassMutual to Hyderabad, Ravi Tangirala. I think he deserves a big round of applause too on making this happen. As Ravi quickly mentioned, let me also just quickly recap a couple of things. Our conversation started, I think it was sometime in January 2020, right before the pandemic. And within no time, I think the decision was quick. The leadership team did not waste time. I'm talking about the global leadership team of MassMutual. I know they're based in Boston. I would like to extend my gratitude and wholehearted thanks to them because but for their support and but for their quick decision making, it would not have happened. And thank you, Ravi, for not going to any other city other than Hyderabad. And thank you for also spending some money and partying in Hyderabad. Like you said, you came here for 3 days, but you spent 1 day. And then the remaining 2 days, he said he shopped and partied. So good. I'm glad that Hyderabad also has that social infrastructure for you guys to actually spend some money and loosen your purse strings as well. Once you come to Hyderabad, you'll realize a couple of things. Not just because Ravi is from this part of the world, but also there's no other city that really can compare with Hyderabad in terms of what it has to offer in the value proposition sense. If you look at all the Indian cities and compare Hyderabad to them, we offer the biggest bang for the buck. Because if you look at Bangalore versus Hyderabad, we have better infrastructure and our costs are lower. And we have better traffic also. And for those of you who are from Bangalore, just wanted to rub that in. For those of you who are from Delhi, let me remind you that your pollution is terrible. We are a far better city. For those of you who are from Chennai, your humidity is terrible. We are far better. For those of you who are from Bombay, the less said, the better it is. Your commercial real estate prices are ridiculous. You guys need to take a serious relook at it. Our builders, our constructions here are far superior and far more economical. And most importantly, I think Mercer, an organization that rates cities on a livability index, has consistently rated Hyderabad as a city with the best quality of living among Indian cities for the last 5 years in a row. So we are a very safe city. We're a very safe city because our policing, our law and order is extremely efficient. We have stable government and able leadership which looks at leveraging emerging technologies, which is very progressive when it comes to adoption of institutions and adoption of newer ideas. So when Ravi came in with several ideas, we said not only will we ensure that you get a good grounding experience here, but we'll also ensure that our local industry also laps it up. So therefore, he's now become an important piece, an important cog in the wheel, for the entire BFSI sector. Recently, Jayesh Ranjan has held a meeting with all the large companies. Delighted that MassMutual, in fact, is another Fortune 100 company which has joined, several others in Hyderabad, and most of them, of course, are American. Now, just thinking about BFSI sector, banking, financial services, and insurance sectors. These are extremely important sectors in today's world, and in a world where we are plagued with uncertainty, pandemic, and where we have had to go through several uncertainties over the last couple of years. Insurance, in fact, becomes a very, very important sector, and this applies to all of humanity, not just Telangana or India, but all of humanity. One suggestion I do have for Ravi and also Jayesh is that possibly we can start looking at, because IRDA also is headquartered in Hyderabad. The Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of Government of India is also headquartered in Hyderabad, not in Delhi or not in Bombay. One of the things we could potentially look at since you mentioned further penetration into the market, Ravi, is actuarial sciences. In fact, we are lacking in actuarial sciences in India. One of the areas where we could potentially look at, Jayesh can help you with a connection to the Higher Education Council. Actuarial sciences, if you are keen, if MassMutual is keen, we can have you as a knowledge partner. We can look at what is being taught elsewhere in the world, in the United States and other parts of the world as well. And we can create more employment opportunities for our young children, for our young students here. So BFSI is an important sector, but I think the talent pool that Ravi spoke about is even more important. Hyderabad today is inviting and welcoming of people from all over the country and all over the world. In fact, I was just talking at ISB before this event, and I was telling a lot of venture capitalists there that we are a truly cosmopolitan city. In our city, stand-up comedians get a open invite. We don't cancel shows of Munawar Farooqi and Kunal Kamra just because we are not aligned with them politically, all right? So we truly are welcoming. We are truly welcoming. And I'm just saying that to those people who are listening in from Bangalore or those people who are from Bangalore. You claim to be a cosmopolitan city and then you end up, taking comedy very seriously. I don't understand that at all. So therefore, we're a truly cosmopolitan city who's welcoming of all cultures, who's welcoming of criticism. You can come here, criticize government. In fact, we receive a lot of brickbats from our opposition every day, but we are very tolerant. Trust me. So therefore, to all those who are wanting to come to Hyderabad and make this your place, make this your home, we welcome you. And of course, with more and more opportunities and with more and more investments coming in, I think Hyderabad is truly growing and becoming truly a global city. Thank you, Ravi, for all your business. But one request I do have for you. I think as we grow as Hyderabad and as cities grow, our infrastructure, tends to become a challenge because, the pace at which we are growing versus the pace at which we can add infrastructure, there is a huge mismatch. So one of the things that Telangana government has been espousing and has been promoting is tier 2 towns like Warangal, like Karimnagar, Nizamabad, Nalgonda, Mehboob Nagar. We have really built plug-and-play infrastructure there, and we have been promoting tier 2 towns in a big way. Our goal is to create 50,000 jobs in tier 2 towns in the next 5 years. And we already have had good response from Tech Mahindra, from Cyient, from Mindtree. And yesterday, in fact, Genpact came forward to set up an office in Warangal. Ravi, since you are from this part of the world, I urge you, I implore you to also consider expanding into tier 2 towns so that our youngsters from those towns also get wonderful opportunities. So I urge MassMutual India to start looking at tier 2 options as well. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir, for the deeply inspirational and thought-provoking speech. We're given to understand that our guest of honor has some prior commitments. So in the interest of time, we'll request our guest of honor as well as the chief guests to cut the ribbon and formally announce the launch of MassMutual India office. May we request the ribbon to be brought up here? We have a classic style of ribbon, the MassMutual India. May I request the leaders of MassMutual India also to join us on the stage, please? Manoj Vallam, Head of HR for ETX, please join us on the stage. All the other leadership from MassMutual India.
So is there like a procedure top to bottom or bottom up or what? Bottom. All right, cheers. Ask some of you guys to join me.
Sachin Rajesh.
By the way, each of you is paying $1,000 fine after this because you're not. Thanks, Ravi. That was unique.
Thank you, everyone. May I request the guests to be kindly seated, please? May I now request our chief guest, Shri Joel Riffman, to speak a few words with this gathering. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ravi. Thank you. I'm also honored to share the stage with my good friends, the Honorable KT Rao, and of course, Principal Secretary Jayesh Ranjan, who really are the architects of Telangana's prosperity and real problem solvers, because I've worked all around the world, and there are other places where you call the government for help, an American firm needs, and there's a very long phone line. And here, there's immediate results and common sense problem solving. So I'm very grateful for that. And I also understand that I'm addressing MassMutual folks in Cluj and in Bucharest. And Bucharest was my first assignment, so bună dimineața. And but I just want to congratulate MassMutual. From 1851, a legacy company, and it joins over 140 U.S. firms in Hyderabad. And so I think it's really just great. And so, I know I'm being redundant on many of the themes espoused here, but if you read this week's India Today, they rate the states, and if you look at the state with the best economy, the large state, it is Telangana. And so it's really quite astonishing that since Telangana's inception in 2014, there have been, correct me if I'm wrong, $33 billion in foreign investment here. And you really see that. You see it even during the lockdown, infrastructure continued to get built, and that's extremely impressive. And this is now the number 4 locomotive of India's economy, accounting for 5% of GDP. So it's really, really tremendous. And so, again, I want to thank you, because this represents a broader theme in that you have a growing U.S.-India partnership. There are 4 million Indian Americans, and so you see that interchange, and so much of what we're doing, and so much of what happens in Hyderabad, because Hyderabad is a microcosm of the relationship. So the cooperation in defense, where you have Boeing and Tata, and Boeing and Lockheed in partnership with Tata. You have in pharmaceuticals, 1/3 of the world's vaccines are made here in Hyderabad, and of course in IT and IT services with marquee companies like Amazon and Facebook and Microsoft having their largest footprint outside the United States right here in Hyderabad. So I've really enjoyed it, and so people who look at India broadly, I'll just conclude with this, there is Hyderabad, I really try and work to push Hyderabad's identity every day, and I'll tell you why. Because because people who look at India in a glancing blow can't distinguish Hyderabad geographically or in time. And what does that mean? Because I'm recruiting people to work here, and so they say, oh, well, it's crowded and polluted, and it's like, no, do your homework on Hyderabad. Yeah, that I can't say, or they'll say, well, Hyderabad, there's nothing there. There's pearls and biryani, and I'm like, no, that's 40 years ago. And so it's a continual education. It's a continual education project. But having great companies like MassMutual here join all the other great American companies who are here. We're very pleased, and the story of Hyderabad and Telangana is certainly growing. So thank you very much. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Joel, for sharing those wonderful words with us. We'll now felicitate our chief guest here, Shri KT Ramarao Garu. And I think I'm understanding that he'll have to leave. Yeah, so we'll do the honors to felicitate our guest of honor. May I request Ravi to do the honors, please. May I now request Shri Jayesh Ranjan Garu to share a few words with this gathering.
Somehow there's some earthing issue. It's kind of hitting me. No problem. No. Thank you. So, very good afternoon, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. I would also like to congratulate MassMutual for setting up their development center in India, in Hyderabad. It's a very proud moment for all of us. And the numbers which Ravi shared, that they started small with around 200 people, they have grown to 1100, is indeed very impressive. Also positions Hyderabad very strongly in the BFSI sector. And Ravi is not here, but I would like to mention this to others, that for the last few months, we have been trying to consolidate our strengths in the BFSI sector. And very recently, we have created a consortium of all the BFSI companies which exist in Hyderabad, and we are working together. And Ravi plays a very integral role in that consortium, because for a new company to succeed so quickly in Hyderabad is a very impressive story. And if the story is told by someone who has actually lived through it, it makes it all the more credible, instead of someone who is not from that company speaking about it. Let us say, if I speak about it as a government representative, it will have some value, but much more value if Ravi himself tells that story. So these are certain things that we are working together. Minister pointed out about the need to deepen the BFSI talent which exists. That is actually one of the 4 thrust areas that we have chosen on behalf of the consortium, how to work with the colleges, with the universities to create more talent. As Minister also pointed out, we have IRDA. We have other institutions like IRDA also, like the IIRM, like the IRDBT, and so on and so forth, and NPCI. So how do we bring these institutions also? Some of these are promoted by the government of India, but how do we ensure that the local companies interact closely with these institutions for mutual benefit? And that is again a target that is given to this consortium. And of course, the outreach. While there are large number of companies already here, there are many other companies also who are still not yet sure about India, who have lots of uncertainties and trepidation about India. So how do we break that ice and start a dialogue with them? And again, the consortium is going to play a very important role. So I'm very happy that while MassMutual itself definitely will have a very flourishing journey while they are in Telangana, they will also enrich the BFSI space and help the state in other ways also. So my deepest congratulations to the entire team. And as usual, on behalf of the government, we commit our fullest support in the exciting times that are going to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jayesh Garu. May I now request our guest of honor, Shri M. Mahendra Reddy Garu, to share a few words with his audience.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests on the dais, off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. It's a proud privilege for me to be here for the grand entry of MassMutual into Hyderabad, led by Ravi, a great friend of mine. And it's a passionate journey. Since he joined MassMutual, we had been having discussions how to have a footprint in Hyderabad, and then he has been sharing with me what has been happening on this front. And as far as the government of Telangana is concerned, the government truly believes that peace and public order is an essential prerequisite for development and welfare of the people. And that being the motto for the last 7 years plus, the government of Telangana has been investing hugely in public safety and security, apart from all other infrastructure. And we would like to be the best state in terms of safety and security standards. Telangana police, with the support of the government, have been in the forefront in use of technology as force multipliers. We have the city being ranked as one of the most livable cities by Mercer, as pointed out by the Honorable Minister for IT just now, for the last 5 years. One of the critical ingredients, the elements of this indexing is the safety and security. So we feel proud and honored that Hyderabad has been the safest place in India among the metropolis. And it has been the endeavor of the government and the police department that we would like to have the investments from all over the world, the best of the entrepreneurs, best of the companies come here, make their investments, then the state develops, the people get benefited out of this. We also contribute for the GDP of the country. Here, the police department, we work in close partnership with the industry. We have Cyberabad Security Council, started long time before when I was Commissioner of Police here. And we have a continuing partnership between police, the IT industry, now all industries together, and also all the government departments led by IT. Jayesh Ranjan has been a great bulwark and great support for the entire activities of the Cyberabad Security Council. And we have seamless communication. During the lockdown, when the first lockdown, the day it was enforced here, everybody was caught unawares throughout the country. But then Hyderabad was the first to ensure that the entire infrastructure seamlessly is transferred to the homes of each individual executive working in these companies within 24 hours to 48 hours. It was possible because of the effort made by the Cyberabad Security Council and also the industry, the government. Especially Jayesh was driving it day in and day out, and we have been able to support that cause and then ensure that. So that way, come what may, we stand for this safety and security of the people, especially the employees working in the IT sector. And as far as the women's safety is concerned, we have excellent process-based schemes like the SHE teams, the Bharosa centers, then the SHE dedicated vehicles. Like that, we have several initiatives wherein the safety and security of women is given the highest priority by the government at the highest level. In fact, the Honorable Chief Minister, in the very first month of the formation of the state of Telangana, he came up with this idea of a special purpose a vehicle or a committee which looks after this women's safety, and then it is continuing to make strides in this regard. And as a part of that, we established the SHE teams which operate in incognito. They are available everywhere in the society. They keep watching for everyone, anyone, and then ensure that we reach out to the distress, women in distress or any emergencies. So as a part of that, government also has strengthened this emergency response management system. At one time, the government has given us almost 20,000 vehicles all over the state to have the rapid response system. And therefore, today we have 5 minutes as the average response time in Hyderabad and 10 minutes all over the state average. So we want to give that confidence that anywhere, anytime, any citizen, irrespective of whether they know somebody, do not know somebody, whether they are poor, rich, as a level playing field, every citizen must have the protection of the police department 24/7, 365 days. That is a goal which we have been driving it with the support of the government, and we have been able to achieve it to a large extent. We are also driving through functional vertical system, a uniform service delivery across the state, one service, one experience for all citizens at all times. As far as the policing services are concerned, we would like to be benchmarked among the best of the police organizations in terms of service delivery. So I feel proud that MassMutual, yet another American company, has come to Hyderabad and then is going to be with us. And we feel very honored and we cherish this moment. And I congratulate Ravi and all his able leadership who are present here, who have been able to grow the company so fast through the COVID times. And then I also credit to all the stakeholders and partners and all those who are in the government who have facilitated it to happen so fast. I thank you, Ravi, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Sir, if you don't mind, we are law-abiding citizens and company. For violating the law, for not having the mask, for a good reason, we'll definitely contribute towards the Police Welfare Foundation or whatever the penalty entity is. We will definitely make sure we contribute to that. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Sri Mahendra Reddy Garu. Now, throughout this journey, as we built MassMutual India, there are many vendor partners who have relentlessly worked and brought us this stage. We'd like to take this opportunity to recognize them. May I request Sri Jayesh Ranjan Garu and Mr. Ravi to do the honors. As I call out the vendor partner names, we'll request those individuals to come on the stage and receive the recognition, please. Coming up first is our landlord/builder for all their cooperation and support extended during the build-out of this office. May I request Mr. B. Subba Reddy and Mr. Ramesh Gopagiri to join us on the stage, please.